You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Let me look at my dead friends. So what the fuck am I buying the Switch for?
So, 100,000 bees that had taken up residence in a Tennessee home.
I should have got 5 sodas.
Let's go to this pristine rainforest and fucking tear it up and put a music festival in there.
Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 200 in Nintendo 64. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-hosts.
Hi, I'm verified Spotify artist Matt Haig.
Oh, fucking A. We got a fucking badass in here right now. The last guy.
And I'm freaking 33-year-old TJ May.
Ooh. You had a B-day.
The big 3-3.
Yeah.
You're fucking old as shit. You're 2 years older than me now for a few months.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you might as well just put me on the slaughterhouse and, call me done.
The important
That's
thing
right.
was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
So how? Let's start off with the birthday. How's the birthday? What are you feeling about that?
Not feeling much of anything.
Yeah.
It's been a rough as crap week.
Yeah.
Everything from last Thursday, the reason I couldn't make the podcast, and I've been not sleeping for every possible reason for the past 5 days.
That's not good.
Yeah.
You need to sleep.
Yeah, you
I
should
do.
sleep.
I'm no doctor, but that is my prescription.
You're no doctor, but this drink is.
That's right, Dr.
So
Pepper.
there's no period in Dr. Pepper.
That's right. Wonder Woman is keeping TJ together. You said you wanted to mention something about Facebook, TJ?
Yeah.
Let's start off with the banger. Let's go.
This is kind of related to my birthday.
Okay, yeah.
Because I made the concerted, conscious effort to ignore every bit of well-wishing. Basically, I ignored Facebook for the past week.
Okay.
So,
well, fuck
any
you.
happy
I said happy birthday on Facebook.
Exactly, I know.
Oh.
And a bunch of other people did. I think at least 23 people put happy birthdays on my timeline that I did not read. And it makes me think, now besides the fact that my family is just now hearing that I didn't read any of this, so they're all upset. But, hey, I'm in the middle of something. Okay.
You're in trouble
TJ, you
now.
can't even get a break?
No, not even when I podcast. But, so I was thinking about, Facebook is still rather in its infancy. I mean, it's pretty old in terms of the internet, but young in terms of, it's only been,
in terms of humanity.
15 years, maybe, whatever.
Yeah.
How often do you think people post, well wishes and whatnot to people that are dead?
Oh, man.
On
this is a
YouTube.
good-
Wow, you got real dark. You said you wanted to get old school, Born in the 80s, but you get that. I don't know. You haven't kept up with people? I don't
Yeah,
There's-
Yeah, go.
Oh, I think there's a website that's like Social Media Graveyard or something like that, or Dead's. I can't remember what it's called, so I'm going to try to find it. But it's like social media accounts of people who are now dead.
Yeah. No, I don't really post to, people's, as, a wish a happy birthday unless I know them, pretty well. You know what I mean? We talk all the time. So I wouldn't do that, but I know what you're saying. I feel like it probably definitely happens. Or does it happen if someone's marked as dead, they stop sending those out?
I don't know. Do they have a system to mark people as dead?
I think there is on
let me-
Facebook.
Let me look at my dead friends.
Yeah. So, we laugh so we don't
Is this
cry.
the internet age version of The Sixth Sense? I respond to dead friends' posts.
Oh, man, it sounds like one of my dead friends' Facebook doesn't exist anymore. How many other
found
dead friends do I
A
have?
website that offers social media end-of-life planning.
I don't have that many dead friends, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's really a weird thing to think about is, what kind of imprint that you leave on the internet that just lingers after your death.
Yeah, it's yeah. It's like that Black Mirror episode where the guy dies and his wife makes an android out of him with his social media presence. Like, it's able
you guys
to
were telling me about that.
to like pull his personality from that. Like, there's so much data out there on all of us,
Yeah.
especially chuckle fucks like us that record podcasts.
So if we go deeper into that, how would you guys want to be remembered dead on the internet?
Effigy.
Oh man,
I want them to burn in effigy.
I want one of those holographic tombstones like in the Firefly movie, where it's just like me looping like a GIF. Like, turn towards the camera and smile.
I don't know, because I'm kind of on both sides of whether I want to erase myself without a trace or leave myself some sort of weird digital legacy.
Yeah, you'll have like
like
a social media dead switch where you have to check in at least once a week, and if you miss one, then everything just gets deleted automatically. I have that on my porn folders.
If you have a buddy you notice he's dead before you call the cops, first thing you do is delete their internet history.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. I mean, Matt, we do have a mutual friend who has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at his page now to see if there are birthday wishes. But isn't the page used by a relative now?
I assume.
Like,
I think there's Facebook has a process where like next of kin can like get control of a page.
It's actually kind of hard to tell because like people are still posting on his birthday like every year. Some of them say like "miss you, happy birthday, thinking of you," like kind of as a memorial thing, but some of them just say happy birthday, and you wonder, like, are those people just people you went to college with and don't know that he's dead? Like,
yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking.
That's what you don't like about
conversation.
Facebook, is you're just like nobody would know.
Yeah, no one would know if I'm dead. Just
well,
happy
on his
birthday.
page you would, because there's a lot of memorial stuff on it. But I would think if someone didn't go to the time to do that, yeah, you wouldn't be able to know. So it's kind of really morbid, Like when you
I
think
put a
about it.
link
I mean,
in the doc for social media death planning in case of either of you are
this is a thing.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered I want Facebook to. They should do that though, shouldn't they? Like have people have like a birthday. They should have like a death announcement on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, happy death day.
Maybe not that.
I'm dead now. Everyone mourn me.
I want
How about
them
that?
to just go through and delete all of the stuff that I said that like didn't get any likes. So then it looks like everything I said was brilliant. It's like, well,
You do the
everything that
SNL
he
thing?
said got like 8 or 9 minimum likes. Like, he must be super popular.
But you can do the SNL cast member scrub that they do every time they hire somebody, or any like popular thing where they just go through their social media and delete anything that might be like controversial.
Oh yeah,
just
do that makes sense.
just so that people don't find it in the future. I don't want to have someone like come through my thing and just delete anything that's controversial. Like, even if like I don't really do that much of that, you never know. Sometimes those tweets slip through.
Yeah.
So
Somebody come through and re-edit all the episodes of the podcast and delete all the dumb shit I say.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the smart stuff.
yeah.
It's really starting the
I don't
episode
know.
off on a high energy.
Sorry, I'm just
Place.
like looking at this page and it's making me depressed. So let's yeah, but anything else, TJ, you wanted to bring up about that? I'm looking at Dead Social. It sounds like they can do they just memorialize your account? Like,
I think
I don't
it's
know.
like you set up like instructions to send out to whoever. Like, here's my password. Here's what I want
Yeah.
you to do.
This page, Dead Social, is very sketchy looking. For one, and B, they haven't updated their copyright at the bottom of their page for 2 years. I don't know about this one. I don't know if I'd trust these people. Oh, it says they're evolving right now. We're releasing Dead Social version 2. Oh, it's free, and everything we provide is free. And so they're allowing for 10,000 more people to sign up for their service, basically. So they have like a max that they can handle. Fair enough. But you've heard of like the death trigger stuff that people send up, right?
Yeah,
They
I'm
have,
looking at
like,
one of
with
those
it-
right now.
Yeah, where you have like if you don't like log into this once every, I don't know, 30 days, it will send out that you've died, basically, or it'll send like a warning to your email, and it's like, hey, if you don't click this, we're going to presume you're dead, and you're going to be reported as dead. I mean, I don't know. That's morbid. We're all too young for that, TJ. Although you're closer than the rest of us.
Yeah, I definitely am.
Well, you have like next of kin and whatnot to worry about. Matt and I are just a bunch of fucking awful loners.
Somebody's got to take care of the cats.
That's true.
It's true. It's very true.
That's true. I got cats that would need looking after. My brother would take them in though, so I'm good there. Wow.
Let me just lighten up the mood a little bit here.
We're depressed. All right, guys. YouTube is dead.
Amongst other
I
things.
have a thing for that.
What do you have for that? Because here we are. Yeah, YouTube's dead, guys.
Is it?
So
No one told me.
Have you seen the people complaining about Call of Duty World War II?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
So we're talking about YouTubers have basically been talking about since March. Everyone's revenue is just plummeting because advertisers have basically backed out of everything. And any video that has any sort of like violence, real or fictional, inappropriate for advertising. Like first-person shooter Call of Duty, you want to post clips from the trailer on that, video can't be monetized because that's not advertiser friendly. You know, even though it's a video game. And it's because YouTube basically is taking a fucking hammer to fix this little error. You know, they're just, let's destroy everything. Like taking a hammer to the clock to fix the broken spring. You know, so basically everything just gets thrown into a not advertiser friendly bucket, and then they just don't get monetized. Basically, there's very few advertisers that work through that. And this was, of course, because PewDiePie ruined YouTube by being super popular and then making some really dumb, bad jokes, which scared everyone off. And then the Wall Street Journal was like, hey, there's a lot of this shit on YouTube that's got ads on it.
Yeah.
And now
And-
they're in trouble.
The Wall Street Journal doesn't have any sort of vested interest in trying to stomp down alternative media platforms,
No.
right?
Of course not. But regardless of all that, they were true. A lot of really bad stuff was getting monetized. So YouTube was basically like, all right, we're going to be like 1,000 times stricter.
Yeah.
So there's a Call of Duty YouTuber named Prestige is Key. He's got over 1 million subscribers. He published a video on Sunday about how his channel's struggling with the demonetization. He said, at first I thought this wouldn't affect gamers because video games aren't real. We're just playing games. You know, it's not like, you know, people that are going out and, you know, accosting people on the street or putting up violent videos or, you know, real life, like controversial political videos and stuff. But no, this is affecting video games. He's been apparently YouTubing about Call of Duty for 7 years. And he's never had an issue till recently. He said he's trying to cover the World War II Call of Duty stuff, and his channel makes no money now, basically. He said a bunch of zombie-related videos didn't get monetized because there's depictions of war, is what the reason he was given back, even though it's a video game. And YouTube, let's see here. Yeah, basically anything war-related is being automatically pulled down. So, like T. Martin, who we actually talked about as the guy who did the Call of Duty skins bullshit, was complaining, basically, about how he's saying he made $113 last week on 750,000 views, which is nothing compared to what, used to be the going rate. It used to be making 10 to 20 times that on a good week, and so it's like really kind of ruining people's way of making money. And the best example of this is the Prestigious Key guy, Ryan, did a really awesome thing. He was being very open. And what he did was he made a video called My Milk is Expired, and it is a very short video that is very bad that he knew would get a lot of dislikes because it's literally just him complaining about his milk being expired. And that had 30,000 views, made $40 or $41. Then he has a in-depth movement mechanic explanation about like a dash movement mechanic in World War II that has 100,000 views, made him $10.
Jesus.
Because that was in the non-advertiser friendly. So basically, if you make fucking shitty garbage that has no controversial stuff in it, you can still make money. If you are, continuing to make the content that you're making before, even if I doubt anyone would say that Prestigious Keys YouTube channel where he's just explaining Call of Duty mechanics and how-tos and stuff would be negative, it now is demonetized. So, I mean, this is a real thing. And it's something I think we've talked about on this podcast is like, hey, you guys are depending on a fucking company who doesn't
give a shit about
you because there's hundreds and thousands of people that are on YouTube putting videos out. I think they do care in some respects because they do lose revenue as well because you might be only making $11, but they're not making their cut of that either. But they have so many more people.
Like Taylor Swift's YouTube channel or whatever. Now that there's big names,
they have so many other things. They're making money off of on YouTube that this is a small part of it for them. So he's basically. So my advice, if you're a YouTuber, which you're not, because I don't think a single YouTube person listens to this, or that is making money off of YouTube for a living, you need to get a Patreon up and you need to move to Twitch.
Yeah, I actually got a. Trying to find it. I got an email from Patreon about. Yeah, are you hurt by YouTube ad changes? So they're like actively going after.
Oh yeah.
People to try and bring them onto the Patreon platform, and that might actually be good because I'm sick of the internet being supported by advertisements, and I think that there's a better system that we can settle on. We just need to be pushed to it. If it was like a cultural norm that you go on to like Patreon or whatever donation site for everything that you enjoy, and it was just like normal for people to do that, it would be such a better place. But everybody's so used to getting everything for free on the internet, and that's a big behavior to try and fight against.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's awesome. Like, Patreon is just amazing as a service, and it just protects you from all that. You know what I mean? Like, you can do whatever you want on Patreon because it's just and it's really great because we have patrons. We're making a decent amount a month. Actually, we're close to paying for the whole thing.
Nice,
and that's nice.
At least halfway there.
Yeah. Well, not really, but
almost. No.
35 would probably be about pay for everything. So.
Patreon.com/born in the 80s and pledge now.
Yep. Even if it's $1 a month, even if you can only pledge for 1 month and you want to pledge $5,
phone lines are open.
Totally fine. Anything helps because I'm just paying 100% out of pocket to host all this, so it's really helpful if you do.
You'll get a tote bag. You'll get a VHS copy of The Red Green Show.
We might be able to do
You'll
that.
get-
We might be able to find a cheap copy of that. That's not
That's
a
a great
bad
show.
idea. That'd be kind of a fun thing to do on Patreon. It's like if you pledge X amount per month, we'll send you some dumb like thing, like a VHS copy of something that we've signed.
I keep
That sounds fun.
thinking of like these dumb, because I want to sell merch on my music
Yeah.
website, but like I don't want to do anything that you have to put a big investment in. So I keep thinking of like dumb shit.
Yeah.
And one of the ideas I thought of was a mixtape that was literally just a cassette tape with fire sounds on it.
I like it.
Ugh.
I like it. Well, we did TJ's thing. We did my thing. Matt, what are you up to?
I played a little game in between the game that you and I played and recording this called Don't Blink. It's a VR game, and a little bit of poo came out when I played it.
Oh boy.
So you know
I can't
the
do scary
Angels
games.
and Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's like that, but scary,
Okay.
non-copyrighted clown people.
Okay.
And
So-
it's really short because it was made for like a Halloween game jam last year. So you're just in this dark maze, and you have to stay looking at the scary clown people. And like the first time I turned around and saw one like right next to me, I actually screamed out loud.
I mean, it does sound pretty creepy. I kind of want to watch a clip of this, but I'm too afraid
you can
to
you
watch.
can play this. You can.
I'm too afraid to watch any of these YouTubers try and play because that doesn't sound as fun.
No, you should. It's so short. You should probably just come over and play it sometime instead of watching it.
So it's these creepy clown guys basically just like when you're not looking, they move.
Yeah. And like if
But
you
how-
can't see them around a corner, they'll move until they enter like your field of vision, and they move fast.
That sounds terrifying.
It is.
Sounds like a lot of people are saying that's. Yeah, I mean that's this. VR and horror is one of those things that is can only be done like to a level on VR. You know what I mean? Like, as it just ratchets up the immersion. You know, you talk about playing a scary movie or doing some VR on like a TV and like, oh, let's darken the lights just to get in the mood. This is like, let's put yourself inside the TV to watch it. You know?
Yeah.
That's like
and
that
did, like,
one.
oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay, that's like that one clip, that one GIF that I saw of the Japanese VR game where you're standing on a plank and grabbing the cat at the end of the plank.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I've heard of stuff like that.
and it's out
Yeah.
over like a giant like.
You
Just,
get out of an elevator and you're like 40 stories up in
Yeah.
the sky, and you got to walk on the plank and actually have a plank you're standing on.
Oh, that's no
Yeah,
good.
they'll-
Freak the crap out. Yeah.
You can you can use the controllers to mark where like the actual 2x4 that you have in your room is, and it'll match it in game.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's
so you
cool.
can have like so that's the upcoming new Vive 2x4 peripheral.
Yeah.
Ready
Only
for-
$400.
Yep. Only
Yeah, that's
$400.
Richie's plank experience. I should get that. I think it's either free or really cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the state of VR right now, Matt? I feel like I haven't heard a lot about VR lately.
It's. I think we're not going to hear much until E3. On E3, they're going to demo the Fallout 4 VR version, which it's supposed to be like the full-on game, which is completely modified
Yeah, done
so
up in
that it's
VR.
VR control. Yeah, and so I'm hoping they'll pull one of those things where they're like, and it's available now. But that'll be that, and whatever they're working on for Doom will be kind of the first AAA quality content for it, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
that's like the start of a big wave of high quality stuff.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell where it's at right now. I mean, VR has definitely slowed down quite a bit. but I feel like Valve is like as a company fully committed to VR.
Yeah,
And they're like the biggest PC games company by a large margin.
they're
like,
developing
it sounds like
3 VR games right now.
like full games for VR. And so they're like, okay, we don't care if all these pretenders and other companies have trouble keeping up. We have the ability to, fund our development through hats purchased in Dota and in Team Fortress and gun skins.
Sprays and bullshit.
To be able to make all that money off those and all the game sales and put together the games we want to make, and right now that's VR games. And I think that they pull out stuff that's great. The technology gets better. Everything's cheaper 2 years from now. You're going to be able to get a computer and a VR headset, for like $1,000 for both, and then we're going to start seeing
and they keep
mass
putting
adoptions.
out these peripherals, and they're expensive, but like the way I look at it, we're in kind of a Darwinian kind of battle here to see which traits get passed on to the next generation. So it's like, do you want the bigger, beefier head strap? Do you want trackers? Do you want and so like you can buy everything and it's gonna be expensive, or just get the stuff that appeals to you. And I think they're gonna look at like what makes a dent in the market and what doesn't, what seems well received and what doesn't, and eventually that'll just get folded into like the next generation as a all-in-one thing. So like the people that own Vives right now are definitely beta testers, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they were selling it as, like this is for early adopters. This is like basically they need to get a massive amount of headsets out there for consumers to be able to play games and be involved. Yeah. Not just have this as something everyone in the industry is talking about. There's no VR Nintendo that has come out. This is just everyone's kind of working on their cool little things, and that's going to happen. I mean, the closest thing we have is the Galaxy, the Gear VR stuff that is like very massive in its adoption rate, but there isn't a lot you can do with it, as it's just a phone. It is a different kind of experience, but there is like it's a good entry level, I think, that a lot of people have seen. Like I love messing around with stuff on that because it works, the head tracking, the camera angles, it feels like VR, and you get a little bit of that experience.
I think at least in the short term, the future of VR is going to be consoles. Like the PlayStation VR model seems pretty easy to pick up. Like it's a whole lot simpler than having to build a Vive ready PC.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting that they were talking about PSVR. That it's interesting that that people are kind of like, VR is doomed because we haven't heard a lot about it. But I mean, just at the end of February, Sony revealed that they had sold almost 1 million units of the PlayStation VR, over 900,000. And they were like, this was surprising even to us that we sold so many, and that's a good value buy when you think about it. It's $400. If you already have a PS4, you got it. That's under $1,000 for a VR headset and a PS4. So, like, it's kind of one of those things I think that has dropped off a lot because there just wasn't a lot of follow up to it. Because I don't think they thought it was going to be as big that is. I mean, it's still not that crazy because that number is still only like around 2% of their owners, because those are 53 million PS4s out in the world. So it's still a very small subset, but it is not insubstantial. You know what I mean? So it's kind of
like some of the biggest critics, the people who are like, "Oh, VR is pointless. I don't need that," are people that haven't even tried it yet. So like.
I'm the rare subset of people who've never tried it and understand its place.
Yeah.
And understand what it does, understand the immersion. But
so you just kind of got to get in there.
it's a different experience. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what Farpoint does for PlayStation VR.
Yeah, there's a couple big games coming out. Oh my god. Sorry, boys. It's getting late. I'm an old man now. TJ's even older. Yeah, it would be interesting to see kind of what E3 has in store coming up here in a little bit over a month.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have quite a bit of companies that have talked a lot about VR, and we haven't seen a lot of stuff. I know a VR headset is something I want to get for sure. But I'm going to have to wait until after I get married. I got a wedding to pay for. I got a house to buy. Once those are taken care of, I'm going to need a new PC then.
Just buy it on credit. It'll be fine.
No, I'm not buying it on credit, man.
That's something for future John to worry about.
It's a 2 to 3 year process before I'm going to get something.
Yeah, it's definitely the earliest I could get a VR headset would be next year. Because I just spent a bunch of money on a pointless technological gadget.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
You did.
That's right. That's a
It's
segue
like,
right there.
pick up.
Are you
That's what
saying
we call
that
me,
we
Johnny
should,
Seg.
Should
I'm
we
pathetic.
switch topics?
Yes, they call me Johnny
I accidentally
Seg.
clicked the long one.
That's okay. They call me Johnny Seg, and now they can call me Johnny Switch, because I am now an owner, a proud owner of the Nintendo Switch.
So, thanks to the now defunct app Miitomo,
Yes.
I've now sent you a friend request.
Yes. I have accepted, I believe. I have you on my friends list. You're the only person.
Okay.
So, and there aren't a lot of Switch owners. There are a lot of Switch owners because they have sold over 2 million, they said. 2.5 million units sold, despite having nothing on it except for the best Zelda game ever made. So I guess that is going to sell consoles, but...
and arguably, and I would argue against this, the best game ever made.
I don't know about that, but I
that's why I'm
Don't
arguing
go
against
that
it.
far.
I would say it is probably in my top 10 of best games I've ever played. So
I don't know. It can't beat Mario 3, though.
I don't have an affinity for Mario 3. I didn't play that until way after it came out.
It's no Yoshi
Yeah,
cookie.
there's a big nostalgia factor for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we can't talk about our favorite games of all time because it'll be impossible.
It will be.
And there's always
no
and
Rex
there's always
Ronan, experimental surgeon.
Yes, Rex Ronan, experimental surgeon. The thing is that like I also think that we could also agree that there is a favorite games of all time and a best games of all time because you can I can argue that Mario 3 is super important and great. I just don't have any super fond memories about it, so it's tough for me to
Oh,
say it's
really?
my favorite of all time.
That is a fair point.
I think that's
Fair
the
point.
Mario game I have the most nostalgia for.
Yeah. Me, it's Mario 2. That was the one we had. And I played a fuck ton of it.
I think the Mario 3 versus Mario World debate is much bigger than the Zelda Link to the Past versus Ocarina of Time debate.
Yeah, I forgot how much I love Mario
I think there's a bigger
World.
split, like closer to 50-50 on Mario 3 versus Mario World.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I couldn't choose. I'd probably say World because I like it better. But 3 is like perfection of the NES, so it's kind of it's tough. Let's not have that discussion. Also, it's Link to the Past all the way.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of Ocarina. Ocarina is great, but it has a lot of problems.
Well, that's not to say Link to the Past doesn't have problems. It's just amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I love the new Zelda. It's really tough to say I like it more than Wind Waker. But I feel like I do. Like Wind Waker is my favorite, and Breath of the Wild. But I haven't been playing that on Switch because I bought that on Wii U, and I haven't been playing Mario Kart on Switch because I own that on Wii U. So what the fuck am I buying a Switch for?
so you're playing 1-2 Switch. And,
nope, didn't buy that because that's way overpriced.
Snipper clippers.
I didn't buy that yet, but I probably
You
will
should.
pick that one up.
It is great.
I've seen Let's Plays of that, and it seemed really fun. I did pick
Have you
up.
been playing ARMS?
I own 3 games. It's not out yet.
That's not out yet.
I've
Arms is
owned-
not out yet.
I own 3 games. I want you guys to guess what games I own, and TJ
I'm
may
looking at
already
2
know.
of them. I don't get to count for 2 of them because you have 2 of them written down.
Oh shit! Did I? Oh.
Yeah, it's in the dock.
Oh, never mind. Don't guess. I have.
So you rebought one of them.
I rebought. Wait, rebought what? Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Puyo Puyo Tetris, because you bought that for PS4.
I got the Japanese version.
Yeah.
It's hard to follow those menus in Japanese.
We have to play that. It's freaking great.
It is great. And it was great. $30 buy. Great deal. $40 for the physical copy on Switch because they decided to put 2 plastic key rings in there that make it $10 more, I guess. I don't
They're
fucking know.
metal keychains. I have them. I can show them.
They're not. To me, it wasn't worth $10 more. And it's not it's not a huge game, and there's not a lot of storage on the Switch. There's only 32 gigs. Although I did immediately bought a 120 gigabyte SD card to put in there, and I bought a screen protector, and supposedly I am getting a case, although I just realized now that I'm talking about this, I meant to look it up because it was supposed to be delivered today, and I don't remember getting it. So I'm going to check my order to see if that tracking, it says it's on the way.
I would
Never
hope
mind.
you would remember getting it.
Yeah, it says original estimate was May 4th. It says May 4th to May 6th. It's already... Oh, it departed Kenosha tonight, so it'll be here tomorrow. It took him an extra day. It was on back order. I bought a carrying case that can hold, I think, an additional controller and the power charging cable.
Are you
So
going to get a
I
dock
have
stock?
a full... I did not get a dock stock because I bought a screen protector. So I've never used screen protectors on devices before, but the one that I got was from AM Film, and it was highly recommended. And it's a glass. I didn't realize screen protectors were made of glass now.
I heard the glass one's really good.
It is incredible. You can't even tell. And I even had a bubble on there when I put it down, and I couldn't get out. And I actually lifted the corner up, and that got the bubble out. And then I had a little speck of dust on the top that was making a little bubble, and I was like, fucking A. I did everything I could to de-dust it. I used all the wipes it had, and there's still a speck of dust. And I was worried about it, and all right, we'll see how I feel about it in a day. And now I think the dust has like settled enough that it's completely sealed, and you can't even see it anymore. So it's like I don't have anything on it at all.
Does that stay on with like an adhesive?
Yeah, on the back of it. Mm-hmm. I got 2 of them, so I could always use the second one if I didn't like this one. So it seems really good, and I haven't played it docked that much. It's been basically all portable for me because that screen is gorgeous.
I'm really surprised how often I play that thing portable. It's great.
It's just good. It's a good size to hold in your hand. You know, it's like a little bit bigger than the Wii U gamepad.
The
a little lighter.
A little bit bigger, but it's lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like the screen size is a little bit bigger and it's a lot sharper because I think the standard def, the original one.
I think the original one's a 480 and this one's 720.
720. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it looks good. It's like a phone screen. I love it though. I don't know if I got enough disposable income in the next month or two, I might end up buying Mario Kart just because. But I really wanted to get one for Splatoon. I know they've had a lot of issues getting stock in. And I was like, I'm just going to get one now because it's available. And I wanted to play Puyo Puyo Tetris on the go. And I know I'm going to get one. And it's not going to price drop because Nintendo never price drops, basically. It takes a full year, usually, at the minimum, if not more. And this is selling well, so probably not. I don't know. It's a really cool little thing. I've also bought... I bought 4 games, actually. Sorry. I bought... oh, shit, what was the other one? Oh, Shovel Knight.
Did you buy both Shovel Knights?
I bought the tri-pack.
Okay, so it was a bundle. It came with Treasure Trove, which came with the 2, and then you got the Plague of Shadows is in the Treasure Trove. What's the other freaking thing? What's the other one?
There's...
Spectre of Torment.
So yeah, there's Shovel Knight in the 2. I didn't think I was going to like Shovel Knight that much because I don't have any affinity towards like Mega Man games.
Or DuckTales.
Any of those games. Oh yeah, DuckTales. That makes sense now. Yep. The way the game plays. Because you're... So, Matt, do you know what Shovel Knight is?
No.
You're a little shovel man. You're a man in armor, and you have a shovel. and you have to
Okay.
go and defeat all the other knights, and you want to save Shield Knight, who's kidnapped. TJ, I didn't get the story particularly.
She disappeared
Disappeared.
and ended up somewhere in the tower thing. And
Yeah.
something order of no quarter. You just like you're in despair, so you end up farming for a while, and then you
Yep.
hear something about something order of no quarter. They're going after you. They have her, and you pick up your shovel and go after him.
That's right. So you're fighting with the shovel. The combat is basically like Mega Man, except for it's all melee. There's no range stuff except for magic attacks that you can get and equip. It's fun though. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I don't really hold. People are like, "Ooh, it's nice and tough and like that, like Mega Man." And what I would say about that is, I don't like the Mega Man games, but what's great about this is there are checkpoints galore. So even if the game is hard and there are sections where I'll die a lot, they checkpoint enough to where I feel like I can finish it. You know what I mean?
Is it the same kind of thing as Mega Man where you like beat a boss and steal his powers?
No, but you do beat bosses that are themed and have different boss fight mechanics based on like the level that you're on.
I would say it's closer to Castlevania in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's Castlevania, it's Mega Man, it's Super Mario Bros. 3, it's
Yeah.
Zelda 2, it's DuckTales, it's 16-bit for all of that instead of 8-bit, because it's really not 8-bit.
No, it looks 8-bit-y, but it's definitely more than that. It is cool though because as you defeat bosses, you'll unlock like routes to new villages and people. So you will unlock stuff by beating bosses, but it isn't like you don't gain their powers. But it's just fun. It's great, and $25 on the Switch. The music's incredible. It's probably the best part of the game actually. The soundtrack to that. And it looks crisp on the Switch. I haven't really played docked that much though. I played Puyo Puyo Tetris docked with each of us with the two little Joy-Cons. We each took one of the little ones.
No,
it actually
I can't
works.
do it.
It
Yes,
works.
But
in a
for
pinch.
that game, I need a D-pad.
Fair enough.
I can't use a joystick.
Fair enough.
Maybe Puyo, but not Tetris, not with the fast drop.
No, Tetris with the fast drop, you have to hit up, and hitting up with a stick is just not precise.
It
I
just
get
feels
what
wrong.
Yeah.
Or you do it accidentally when you're trying to move over.
Well, I may end up picking up a Pro Controller, or I might pick up 2 more D-pads
Joy-Cons?
or 2 more
Yeah.
Joy-Cons. That's $80 though. I'll probably just pick up the Pro Controller just to have a second.
I mean, one thing to keep in mind is if you go 80 by getting the 2 Joy-Cons, you really now have 4 controllers when you need to play multiplayer.
That's the thought. Yeah, is that if I do need for like real easy, simple multiplayer games, I do have 4 then. And then what's the other games I bought?
And you guys know what I
Yep, go.
you guys know what I all have in terms of controllers, right?
No.
You remember from when I was showing it all off?
Nope. Tell us
So
again.
I got the
Fellow
Joy-Cons
Switch
that came
owner.
with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red and
Joy-Cons
blue.
came with it and the grip for it. No, gray.
I got gray
Because
as
I wanted
well.
everything in pairs. Yep. And then I got a pair of blue. I have a pair
2
of blue. Yeah. So I've got gray, blue. I have the regular grip, and the charging grip, and then I have the Pro Controller.
So you're all set.
And
Yeah.
I've pre-ordered the neon yellow ones.
I love
want
the
the
idea
matching.
that interchangeable controllers though. Like you can just
Okay, you won't know this yet.
Yeah.
But the Switch knows what color Joy-Cons are connected and will show those colors on the screen.
Oh, that's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
So
I think
like
it's
when
that's
you're
a neat thing.
when it's showing like the people playing, it'll show the color Joy-Cons that they have. And like let's say even if you just took like a yellow Joy-Con and a blue Joy-Con in a single grip, it'll show the 2 like that. And then when you actually snap them to your Switch, your little snap icon that shows up on the side will be slightly the color of the Joy-Con you snapped.
Yeah, I think
So it's gray when I
think
put on
I've
the
heard
gray
of
ones, blue when I put on the blue ones.
that. Yeah. And then what? I'm trying to get other things I bought. Oh, I bought King of Fighters '98 because I wanted to try
Okay.
one of the Neo Geo games, and I've never played a King of Fighters game ever. But I know
I'm not a big
that
KOF guy.
it's $8. I wanted to have a fighting game, and I know that people say King of Fighters '98 is the gold standard King of Fighters game, at least of the classics.
That's what I've heard too.
So I was like, I'll get it. And I've heard the port's pretty good. It plays fine. I did the arcade mode. I beat the first two people, basically not knowing too many combos, and then got my ass kicked in the third coin world thing. So, and then I bought the Kamiko. What's that called, TJ?
I have no freaking clue.
Oh, come on! You know all the Switch games. There's like 4 of them.
I own every Switch game physical except for 2, and I only own 1 digital one.
There it is. Kamiko is a digital only game. It kind of looks like Zelda. It's like a top down adventure game.
Okay.
It is like 2 hours to beat supposedly. It's got only 4 levels. It says you can beat it in an hour or so with a character. Although it is $5. So they're like, yeah, it looks cool. It's got good music. It's $5. So I picked that up as well.
I still want to get Blaster Master Zero.
Yeah. Have you connected to the Japanese store? Tried to buy anything?
I've not set up a Japanese.
I've thought about that. I might have to try that. I know. Oh, the other game I'm going to buy is Disgaea 5.
Yeah, I'm tempted on that. Now,
I've not played it.
If you buy the digital Japanese version, all the English stuff is there. You could just switch it.
Yeah,
so it's available now. But
I'll probably just wait and pick up the physical copy just because I'll get the discount from Amazon.
That's what, the 26th? That's this month, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming out real soon. And
coming out before ARMS.
I have not played Disgaea since the first one on PS2.
Yeah.
But I really did like that game. So I think a portable version of that would be pretty awesome. So yeah, it'll be 40. Yeah, it'll be under 50 for buying on Amazon. So May 31st. So quite a bit actually. We got till the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that one I'll definitely pick up. Oh fuck! So that's my Switch life. I'm loving it. Splatoon 2 I want to get. They're putting more stuff out. You know.
Yep.
They're getting it. I'm not excited at all for the Street Fighter re-release that they're putting out.
Some people are into it. I don't have any nostalgia with Street Fighter 2, so it's
okay. I like Street Fighter 2, but are you gonna really sell me Street Fighter 2 for $40? Like, come on now. Like, what the fuck? Not to mention, I really don't like the art style they went with for the redesign. It's
switch back to pixel mode. You're fine.
I know, but then it's $40 for the same pixel game.
There's two additional characters.
Yeah, I know. It's just such a money grab. I think. I think I'm all right. I don't know. I'll probably buy a bunch of other crap too.
Hey Matt, do you know who those 2 additional characters are?
No.
In Street Fighter?
Ken and Ryu.
Evil Ryu. Yeah, exactly. It's Evil Ryu and Violent Ken.
What?
Violent Ken is going to be my band name.
Yeah. That is an awesome band name. Violent Ken. I'm actually kind of excited about the NBA 2K18 coming out on the Switch, though.
I'm going to play it on the Switch because I got to do My Career mode.
Portable My Career. Now, you know
Done.
how many times I've wanted to play My Career on the TV only to be told that I can't play on the TV because that's boring and it's basketball. So be able to play that.
We can get together at a basketball court and then play Switch instead of playing basketball.
I think the problem I have, and this isn't just a Switch problem, this is a problem with all the new consoles, is that games are getting re-released like insanity. Like Cave Story Plus is getting a Switch release for $30 fucking dollars. Like, Matt, I don't know if you know what Cave Story is.
Nope. Is it a story about a cave?
No, it's just about like an android, but it's basically kind of like a Metroidvania
with guns.
With guns. It's a really awesome game. It's really great translation and writing that they have on it. I played it free on PC 10 years ago. And it was awesome then. And now they're selling it for $30. You know, it's okay, we up-res the graphics that were already supposed to look old anyway, so it isn't... I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, if people want to buy that stuff, feel free to buy it. But, they've sold it, I think they sold the version on the Wii, maybe even the Wii U, and now it's like, come on. How many times?
Yes, for sure. Probably Wii.
I know. How many times do you need to sell this game?
I've not bought it yet, so
Cave Story, $10 on the Switch, I'd buy it. $40 or $30? No, thank you.
I think that's coming with keychains too. Physical copy.
Right? Oh, maybe that's why. There's like, let's put the fucking keychains in there. People will buy it. I would like to also mention in the description on Amazon, it says HD in quotes. Upgraded HD graphics. Like, all right. Thank you.
How sharp can these pixels look?
I don't know. Who fucking knows? That's our Switch topic. Matt, would you like to switch to something else?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What else is there to talk about? A lot of stuff happened this week.
I started watching MST3K.
Yeah.
The new ones, the reboot.
Yeah, the reboot.
It took me a while to get used to the new robot voices, but
yes. I think
Crow
T Robot sounds pretty. The guy who did Crow sounds very similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Tom Servo just doesn't sound close.
No, he sounds basically not different enough from Jonah for me to be able to tell. Which is kind of sad. But what's your thoughts, though? You like it?
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
The movies that they've been picking have been great.
That is probably the number one thing about it that's so great, is that I think with the increased money from Kickstarter and like the buzz, they were able to get really good bad movies. They're
movies that are just earnestly trying to not be bad, but are.
Which ones have you seen?
The Bigfoot one.
Wilderness or Cry Wilderness is.
Oh
incredible.
yeah. That's that. Man, that movie. It just didn't make a lick of sense.
Yeah, that if you haven't seen Cry Wilderness or that, basically 90% of the movie is stock footage of animals, interspersed for no reason.
And the scenes where there's actual wolves and stuff, like you can see their collars and shit.
Oh yeah,
you can see that they're tied down.
Yeah. So there was a the old Native American like I don't know, like guru or whatever he was doing, I don't know, hanging out with a bunch of animals in the woods, giving out advice. He had an eagle that looked really weird, and I looked it up, and it's an African fish eagle. So clearly they just went to the zoo and were like, what kind of animals you got? We can't get you a bald eagle, but this one kind of looks like a bald eagle, so we'll get you that. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, they just kind of threw shit in there that was definitely not all from the same area.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes this so good. I was really worried about it feeling very Hollywood-y, and a lot of the segments outside of the movie kind of have that feel. They've been doing a little bit of this shit that I hate that a lot of these fan projects do, is let's have a lot of cameos because that's fun.
I'm not a big fan of the cameos.
It's please stop with the cameos.
But Felicia Day and Patton Oswalt are good as
they're good.
Mads.
They don't get a lot of time on screen, but then again, that never really was the case in the first place. I think that the most important part is the riffing, and it's very funny. And they've gotten a lot of really funny people. The head writer, Elliot Kalin, actually, Lauren told me he did a podcast on watching bad movies, and I forget the name of it. Maybe she'll yell it at me. Fuck. I'm gonna look it up. I gotta look it up because I want to plug this guy because I'm really happy that they got someone who is way into bad movies. What podcast is it? God damn it. He's a comedian and he's podcasting. Oh, what is it? Oh, Flophouse.
Oh, okay.
Flophouse.
I've heard
That's
of
Max Fun Show.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he does Flophouse and a couple other podcasts he's done stuff.
That explains why Jonah was on My Brother and Me last week.
Oh, sure. So I really liked it too. And have you seen more than just the Bigfoot one? Did you see Reptilicus and
Yeah, Reptilicus, the Hollow Mountain or whatever, where there's a T-Rex inside of a mountain. And
I haven't
cowboys.
seen that one yet. I've seen the first three. The third one is
the one where they travel through
Go
time
to the Future.
or
That
whatever.
one's really good, just for being weird. And halfway through that movie, I was like, "This is actually a pretty interesting science fiction concept," and
yeah.
this would be a really good episode of The Twilight Zone. But
And
as
they
a
were,
movie, not good.
The pacing was weird because they were lingering really long on look at all of these effects that we have done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was for an early '60s movie, they were pretty impressive effects.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't bad. I don't know, but it was really fun to riff because it's just so kitschy, and fun. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's been great. The riffing's really solid and great. The host segments are fun. I think the voice actors are okay. I think they're all right. Jonah's good. It's good. It's really good. I'm glad they made it good. I can't complain. It's not perfect, but the original wasn't either, and it's important to remember that.
Yeah, and it's still got that kind of cheap aesthetic of the original, where they have these poorly thrown together miniatures and stuff.
Yes, I love that. But they're expertly poorly thrown together, though.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
intentionally thrown together,
yeah,
coupled together.
and
stuff.
it looks great.
So for a MST noob like myself,
Yep.
old or new? Where should I start?
Oh, you can watch the new ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is zero storyline, through line, anything. Each episode kind of stands on its own.
Well, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm
They
just,
They
I
don't
can
do a lot of
jump in wherever at
callbacking.
this point.
You could jump in wherever. You can watch the old ones because they're on Netflix. They have a real good choice selection of 10 past favorites.
Do they have them arranged as a series now? Because the last time I watched them, they were you just had to know which movie to search for to find them.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of where else. I feel like YouTube, TJ. There's their YouTube channel has a bunch of free episodes on it, which is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna look up their YouTube channel right now and rate the episodes that they have on there right now.
We should set up a Patreon goal where if we reach a certain level, we'll riff over the top of them riffing over a movie. So.
That sounds perfect. That's what everyone wanted.
That's totally a $30 goal.
MST3K, they have 23 full episodes on YouTube just for you to watch.
Nice.
I'm looking through this. Not any classics. Yeah, they're kind of choosing the less popular ones here to put them on here, but they are on here. Time of the Apes is one of my personal favorites, and that's on here. Touch of Satan, one of my personal favorites, and
yeah.
Mitchell, one of my personal favorites. All three on there. So there's some really good stuff on here, and I don't know. I'm just so happy that they did a great job bringing it back. So
yeah, I would say start with the new ones, if only because they the jokes are more current. None of
that would make
stuff's really
sense.
dated, but they're they reference Twitter and Snapchat and all that stuff that the kids are into these days.
No, I agree.
And, yeah.
But also, the old references aren't they're old. Like TJ, you'd get them.
Yeah.
I get them. You know, they're making fun of 70s stuff, and I get that. Simpsons made fun of the same stuff. I get those references through the Simpsons, which I think is quite funny. But yeah, I'd recommend watching it. The new stuff's good. It gets my sign of approval. I give them a thumbs up. I'd probably say 4 out of 5.
I'd agree with that.
It does a really good job of making it its own, but it's not perfect, but the original wasn't either. I'd probably say the original was 4 out of 5. Because for every classic episode, there's episodes of just the movie so bad you can barely stay awake, even though they're being funny. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear you like it too. Do we have a minute?
We have
We got a minute.
Okay.
We got,
I don't know. Oh no. What is that?
No.
all right, it's time for
God.
everybody to
No.
unzip. Bzzz.
Yep.
It's time for the Melissophilia moment.
All
Or
right.
minute.
The
I
moment.
don't remember what it said.
It's minute.
Melissophilia minute.
Yeah.
My new-
Oh dear God. I'm seeing.
was
that.
gonna-
In Bartlett, Tennessee, a bee rescue service this weekend removed
know
an
where that is.
estimated 100,000 bees that had taken up residence in a Tennessee home in the garage. Beekeeper Tom Tompkins, who has the best name,
My name's Tommy T.
said
Papa T's honeybees. That's the name of his company.
had tried to. Oh, that is the name, Papa T's honeybees.
Papa T's honeybees. Oh, that's so tough.
This
right
homeowner had been trying to patch a hole in his garage to keep the bees out for 5 years, but the bees were coming from inside of the garage.
there. Oh my God. The image that I have is terrifying.
Yeah, it's horrifying. So yeah, it's 100,000 bees in total, and it was about a 5-foot honeycomb hive.
Wow.
It's just
It's
like,
been taken to a good home.
yeah, it's just like they cut apart the wall, the exterior wall, and then just inside is just the entire insulation is made of honeybees. Basically, is what was happening. Like it was just a full wall of bees. But the extraction looks pretty cool. Like from the video they have on here, like the guy basically was like set up a bunch of beehives behind it and got all the bees like drugged up on whatchamacallit. On
Bee smoke?
on, like the smoke, the smoke they put out, and put the queens in the new hive, or the queen in the new hive, and all the bees kind of transported everything over to the new hive. So that's pretty cool. You know how they work.
Yeah,
but-
the cool thing about this guy, and like I guess there's bee removal services all over the place. They're not like exterminators. They'll just
No.
like take the bees and like give them to an apiary or like somebody. Like
As we said before, bees are
they'll
bros.
make some honey. Bees are bros.
You know, bees might sting you, they might bother you, but they're bros. They're good for you.
They're good for the
So-
ecosystem.
That's right. Well, we still have one.
Well, for now.
They're good. They're good for it. Oh shit! All right, I gotta talk about something.
All right.
Let's switch. No. All right. So this is a meme. This is a meme.
It's
of the
time for
week.
John's meme corner.
It's TJ's meme corner.
Well, I also have Ramen of the Month, so
But this isn't meme corner. I'm saying this is like a meme. This is like a social joke going around. You heard of the Fire Festival, Matt?
Oh, I have.
Who hasn't heard of the Fire Festival? It's a slow news week. Nothing's going on. So let's talk about the Fire Festival. Absolutely nothing of note has happened recently.
Nope, nothing at all.
So this was last weekend. All right, I'm going to read the New York Times article about this. Famous models on yachts. Exclusive island once owned by Pablo Escobar. Blink 182 for some reason. These were some of the selling points of the Fire Festival. So I don't know if you know this, Matt or TJ.
I
But
know
the
everything.
festival circuit is like a big thing right now. Because right now you got a lot of kids.
So hot right now.
They have a lot of money. You got a lot of fucking tech bros that work in Silicon Valley and have a lot of cash to throw around. And people want to go to stuff like Coachella's a big thing. People want to like just spend a week away or a weekend away at a music festival, camping out, doing a bunch of drugs. That's what happens. In Bahamas, anything is possible. Actually, I don't know about that. But is weed legal there? Like in Jamaica? I don't know.
I think if you're on an uninhabited island, anything.
Yeah,
is
that's
legal.
true. You're right. It's fucking. You're free to go. So, they were going to have first-class culinary experiences with a luxury atmosphere. Performances by Good Music, Major Lazer, Atlanta's very own Migos, and many more, including Blink-182, I guess. But they basically went around this, and I don't know if this article gets into it, but I've spent a lot of time learning about this. But basically, this was...
This is right in your wheelhouse of misery
of complete
vampireness.
Miseryness, but nobody got hurt, so it's awesome and fun to just think about all the fucking tech bros that wasted a weekend in airports. So, promoted by Instagram influencers. I know. Including Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, and Emily Ratajkowski.
Hold on, I have a sting for Instagram influencers.
Fuck you assholes doing?
That's right.
Yep.
As a never-before-seen VIP event. The Gathering with weekend ticket packages starting from around $1,200 and topping six figures with extras. And now $1,200 is expensive, but it's actually not too bad when you think about it, because if it's a weekend and it's concerts included with that price, supposedly it was like a prefix, so food, alcohol, all included with that price tag. You know what I mean? So you got your tent you go to, all you can drink, all you can eat, all the great bands that you can go to. $1,200, not too bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
gourmet food, high-end lodgings.
That's what people were thinking. They're like, this is a new festival. Like, maybe this will be the next Coachella. I can say I've been to the first one. It's got all these bands they're talking about. We've got Ja Rule as one of the founders of the Fire Festival. So that's what was going on.
And everything went off without a hitch. Well, that was an interesting story. So,
yeah, it was really good. It was happy. No. When guests arrived on the island of Great Eczema... Well, that sounds bad when I say it like that. Great Exuma, E-X-U-M-A. I mean, I don't know how... Exuma? Great Exuma? Eczema. I'm going to call it eczema, because that sounds worse.
Eczema.
For the inaugural weekend, they found something closer to the taping of Survivor. Grounds that were woefully lacking in promised amenities replaced instead by dirt fields, hastily put up tents, and folding chairs. They basically sold on Instagram like this was going to be like a place where you're just going to take selfie after selfie in front of beautiful beaches and lots of A-listers there, and basically you're going to be treated like a rich like A-lister for the weekend, because it's a private island. So basically what they found was nothing. People arrived and they were like, hey, we don't know where to put you. The tents aren't ready. The lodging isn't ready yet as people show up. Okay. They said they backed a truck up to the beach with everyone's luggage in it. And from about 10 feet up, just started throwing the luggage onto the beach. So I'm sure they were people from the airport that were like, I don't know, they don't have a place for us to put this, so we're just going to dump all the luggage onto the beach. And supposedly from Twitter people, they were just like, hey, they started giving out free alcohol because they were like, well, we got the alcohol that we ordered, so let's just start giving that out to people so they stop complaining. I mean, the images of this you look at, it's literally just a bunch of people on a beach with fucking just like abandoned cars, like dirt roads. It's just like not set up. It's just it looks like a disaster relief camp, like a refugee camp. You know what I mean? They're talking about the food was going to be luxury catered, and the cater company that they said, nah, they never paid us, so we didn't go. And people were eating like cheese sandwich. I think was somebody Instagram photoed a cheese sandwich with a salad without dressing as their luxury gourmet food they were beginning. Like they were talking about, let's see here. Not one thing was promised on the website is delivered, said Shivi Kumar, 33, works in technology sales in New York. He came with a handful of friends expecting a deluxe lodge package, which they had paid $3,500 as a group. 4 king-size beds, a living room lounge. Instead, Ms. Kamar and her crew retreated to a tent encampment. Some tents had beds, but some were still unfurnished. Directed by a festival employee to grab a tent, attendees started running, she said. Not like you have an assigned fucking lodge that you paid for. People were stealing beds out of other tents. It was just chaos. Nobody ever came to check in on our accommodations, if you can call it that. So they had no idea who was there and who wasn't. They said these people actually arrived early and stayed overnight. The tents didn't have any locks. The beds were damp. The blankets were soaked from a storm the night before that they weren't prepared for. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. At one point in the evening, staff members dumped a bunch of unopened containers like Amazon shipment boxes at the site and instructed the concert goers to rifle through them for anything that was missing from their tents. Like, hey, if your tent's missing anything, if you can find it in this, you can take it back. So on Friday, they managed to get a room at a hotel nearby on the island, hitching a ride from a local because they couldn't find any taxis. Because the festival had promoted this as a cashless event, asking attendees to upload funds to a digital wristband. So everyone had digital wristbands with money preloaded on them to spend. Yeah. This was a fucking mess. Ja Rule and the tech entrepreneur Billy McFarland, who's 24, I might add, said that they had issues due to circumstances out of control. The physical infrastructure was not in place on our time and were unable to fulfill on the vision. So they were working to pay charter planes to get everyone back to Miami so they could get home. McFarland's 25, sorry. He said this is the hardest day of his life. They had the idea for the event last year. This is amazing. He said they had the idea for the event come to him last year after he and Ja Rule were forced to make an emergency landing in the Bahamas during a flying lesson. So Ja Rule and this guy were having a flying lesson together, and they had to land on an island. They're like, you know what? Let's have fucking island party with rap music, because that's a thing that's happening right now. But there basically were zero infrastructure because this fucking abandoned island, and they didn't realize there was no water, there was nothing. They literally have to build the city out of nothing. Still, they just spent a month of planning, adding sewage piping, and buying an ambulance in New Jersey and shipping it to the island so they'd have that. They thought they were ready for the crowds, and then there was a storm on Thursday morning that basically got washed away a bunch of their crap. Yeah. So they're saying everyone's going to be refunded, but it was a complete mess. And I mean, this is like so like Silicon Valley, like startup culture, tech bro, just horribleness. I mean, you have all of these like famous like models and stuff tweeting about how the Fire Festival is going to be this new thing on Instagram. And it's a fucking like Lord of the Flies situation. I mean, it's just a mess. And it's funny because I forget what website it was, but they went into detail about how the Fire Festival was going to work and what they had planned. And this was their Silicon Valley like pitch video. Let me see if I can get the fucking slides. So somebody published the slides, like the festival pitch deck. Yeah. Vanity Fair magazine has the Fire Festival pitch deck. And so basically, they have this fucking insane bullshit like slides on a fucking PowerPoint that they were trying to sell to investors. And it's like, oh my god, let me get some of the awesome fucking come seek, for searching is the foundation of fortune. A bunch of fucking stock photos of concerts and people swimming behind it. What if we reimagined what it means to attend a music festival? The actual experience exceeds all expectations and is something that's hard to put to words. It will ignite that type of energy, that type of power in our guests. Our vision, the Fire, and the company is named Fire, has a unique goal and inspiration: the exploration of the uncharted, inspired by and referencing the 5 elements of the earth. Throughout the next 5 years, so this was the Fire Festival. We'll travel the globe to find
5
untouched.
elements?
This, yeah, I don't know.
Earth, wind,
They
fire,
don't go into
water,
that.
Heart.
Yep, Earth, Wind, Fire, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Throughout the next 5 years, we will traverse the globe to find untouched lands and convert them into unparalleled experiences. In true fashion, colonial fashion. Let's go to this pristine rainforest and fucking tear it up and put a music festival in there. Fire will work to bring life to each region through the purchase of significant land. We utilize each festival as a major cultural event, bring awareness, visitors, and livelihood to the land. So basically, they're like, we're going to buy 5 plots of land throughout the world and do a festival each year, every 5 years at each spot, and like, that'd be cool. We're going to make a thing. First year one, water. Oh no, Fire Festival's year one's water, because they're on the Bahamas. So they actually talk about, where it's going to be, but then they talk about a thing called fire starters. And so this is how they built their business model, and this is the real thing. So what they found is 400 of the most influential personalities globally to launch a coordinated influencer marketing campaign. Monday, December 12th at 5 p.m., ambiguous orange tile was posted to below accounts reaching over 300 million people in 24 hours. And so basically what they did was paid a bunch of people on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot that have tons and tons of followers, 400 people, to just post their marketing messaging basically about this, And was it the biggest one is your favorite Kendall Jenner, your favorite Pepsi fan, Kendall Jenner,
The uniter,
about how
the voice of unification,
the voice of our future,
solver of all problems.
Correct. So they basically are like, we're going to get a bunch of Instagram people to tweet about how cool this is. And that's going to get people to want to come here. And boy, did it work, because they got a lot of people to show up. But were they ready to actually put on a fucking music festival? Absolutely not. And before it even started, like, issues were cropping up, because there were bands backing out, like, a day before, saying they haven't paid us yet. We're not going. Like, we're not going to fly out to an island. And it's just a mess. Like, fucking A, man. Don't ever believe anything anyone from Silicon Valley is trying to sell you. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, this is like a classic case of all of the effort went into the marketing and promotion.
Yes, 100%. That's a great way to put it, Matt. Like, literally, they spent all of that pitch deck on how they're going to get people to buy tickets and not how they're actually going to deliver on that, which is hilarious. And so Silicon Valley. Like, so,
when I grow
like,
up, I want to be an Instagram influencer.
Well, Matt, you better start growing breasts and being a supermodel, because that's basically the only people that are real. Let's see here. We've got a Variety.com article with a bunch of employees. They're speaking out about this. It's just insane. They literally say, this Fire Festival has achieved such notoriety in short time that it hardly seems possible that just a week ago we were first learning about it. It's been a week. And this thing is fucking blown up into like the fucking joke meme of the century. So they talk about, they had talked to some employees that were basically like, nah, this is going to be failed from the start. Staffers talked about how, McFarland, who's the entrepreneur, said his staff was naive and overwhelmed. 2 production professionals who worked with the festival during the month of March, so the mogul and his team were warned over and over that it would be impossible for the event to come off in the necessary time frame. They did know, one said. It's so gross to me that McFarland says that we were naive. When they had been told over every point that it was impossible to pull this off, and they ignored it. Infrastructure just wasn't there. It had to be built from scratch. They hired a bunch of professionals, and the professionals said, this is impossible, and we can't do it. So they fired them. and then they just tried to do it with somebody who basically said they could and they couldn't. I think the statement they released is a slap in the face to the people on the island, the production company that did end up working with them. They just didn't want to hear it. So they basically threw the people under the bus that they hired after the real professionals quit because they were like, we can't do this. They said 2 production professionals became concerned as soon as they came on board. They had fired a previous production company, so we took a look at how much had been done, and there were so many red flags. One, things like the water supply, bathrooms, and other everyday structures that should have been in place 6 months before. None of it was done. This is talking about like months before this is going to happen. We all said to them, it takes at least 8 months to a year to produce a festival. They're going to have to you're going to have to push the date. We're not going to be able to do it. We stressed that and said that over and over, and they were like, it'll be fine. It's not that big of a deal. They kept making it seem like we were exaggerating, and that we didn't care. Like, it's just like, we told you this is not going to work, and they're just like, nah, it'll be fine.
Nah, man, I'm a celebrity. I'm used to everything just working itself out.
We said, what you've promised, as opposed to what we're even maybe capable of delivering in this amount of time, is not the same. You're going to destroy your brand if you try to have it on this date and don't deliver what you promised. If you push the date a year, people will be upset. But once you deliver what you promised, they'll get over it. But it was like they didn't care. They kept literally saying, quote, we're going to be legends.
Well, they're not wrong.
Yeah. Let's see here. The second professional says, I don't think it was actually about the money. I think they were just rich guys who'd always been able to pay their way through things and pull them off somehow. And they just didn't understand that the timeline was too short, and they didn't want to hear it. I think their friends and the people they wanted to have a good time. The VIPs with staying at nearby villas and resorts and be on yachts and be safe. And they didn't worry much about the infrastructure and the everyday ticket buyer. They're like, oh, our party, we're going to bring yachts out there to hang out on. We don't care if the fucking tents are bad. People will get over it because it'll be fun. Yeah. They're just like, it was so deep. Like, it's just insane to think that they didn't cancel this before it started happening. Like, that's grossly incompetent. Like, that is, I mean, they're being sued. They have 3 class action lawsuits now. I mean, the fact that this is as recently as mid-March, like, there were key vital elements to producing a festival that had not yet been secured. I kept stressing that they had to get festival insurance. You can't run a festival without it. And I honestly don't know if they ever got it. And I know for a fact that though the emergency medical services company and staff they did hire was certified, the festival still hadn't secured the proper permits for them to be able to practice in the Bahamas. I mean, it's literally they just did not plan this ahead, like, early enough for them to do this. Let's see here. 2 former employees single out McFarland as the main executive behind the festival, but also point to the 24-year-old chief marketing officer, Grant Margolin. The marketing person behind the entire thing is Grant. He kept saying in meetings, I'm a marketing genius. I'm a prodigy. These concerns don't matter. We're going to sell this, and it's going to be amazing. Like, you're right, Matt. This is literally, we're going to sell this. After we went down to the Bahamas to assess the situation and realized there's no possible way this festival is going to happen, he told the man who hired us he wasn't happy with us because we were a bunch of women who didn't smile enough. Oh, Jesus. This is just all up and down the worst thing. Like, let's see here. In multiple meetings, they promised the people on the island that it was going to change their lives. There would be tourism. They were going to build a hotel once this was over. And they lied to every single Bahamian there. They went to restaurants that didn't pay their bills. And what? And we were there. They would never use their credit cards. They had giant wads of cash, all of them. They're prepaid for their hotels in America. And when we tried to use the cards to check in, the cards wouldn't go through. It was really weird. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. They're saying this place isn't desolate. It's a beautiful, wonderful place. And the community there is amazing. But, like, the festival was just not indicative of what it's like on the island. So they're trying to be nice to the people that are there. Yeah, 3 lawsuits, basically. People saying they want their money back. And basically they were like, they knew this was a failure, and they still let it go ahead, basically. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't send people out to a thing you know is not going to work.
Yeah,
like to the point where,
yeah.
Well, the point where they were talking about how people had, at least the rumors were going around that they were warning people the night before, like music talent, to not come for the first weekend, and that everything would be sorted out by the second weekend. So they knew it was going to be a shit show before people showing up, but they didn't tell any of the regular people. Yeah, fucking insane. Insane. This is why we're going to have a revolution, boys.
This is why?
You know what I'm saying? No, what I'm saying is that we're going to have... This is the future class wars coming in. You had a bunch of rich people, you know, like a bunch of, like we're going to put on a thing and have a party, and they didn't give a fucking shit about the working class. And it all fell apart. And now they're all going to get sued, so maybe that's fine then.
Are you saying that they tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it just didn't even matter?
Correct.
Okay.
It's time for a revolution.
That's right. Stand behind me. We will not be beholden to the oligarchy of the Silicon
The
Valley
Instagram
people.
influencers.
The Instagram influencers.
Let's go, comrades. The proletariat. I can't say that word.
Proletariat.
The proletariat masses will rise again.
That's right.
Will distribute an equal amount of Instagram influence to everybody, to each according to their need.
Does that mean everyone gets one breast? Oh.
What a mess. Anyway, yeah. So the Fire Festival kind of tickled my my bone a little bit.
Matt,
So we're gonna announce the Born in the 80s Foyer Festival.
Festival? It's gonna happen in someone's
spelled
entryway?
with 3 Y's,
Yes.
and we're gonna get all of the podcast influencers.
Yeah. To come down. And,
All 4 of them?
All 4 of them.
There's gonna be a lot of sunscreen because we're not a people that gets outside very often,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be straight fire.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right? Did you do the right words? I think that's how people talk. Bay.
Yeah. So we were kind of at least throwing around 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago now.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of my thing from the Patreon could be, either the Meme Corner or the ROM of the Month Club.
I like Ramen of the Month Club.
I like ROM of the Month Club.
Ramen of the Month Club.
Ramen of the Month Club. I do want to.
Can I eat ramen while playing my ROM?
Yes.
I'm gonna throw this
that's-
disclaimer out there.
Ramen and ROMs.
Ramen and ROMs. I'm gonna throw this disclaimer out every time
And
we talk
Ramen
about
Manual.
ROM of the Month Club. Now, we here on your Born in the 80s podcast do not condone the illegal downloading of any sort of entertainment electronic files.
Absolutely not.
This month's ROM of the Month.
Yes.
Actually,
Oh, FYI. All the ROMs we're going to be playing, I have the physical copy. I've dumped the ROM to my computer. It's my own copy.
or we'll be playing them physically on the actual hardware.
Yeah, if you have the
of
actual
course.
console, so I can play it. What's
So-
the ROM of the month?
Well, I decided to go themed because I don't think
This is
everyone
May's
has-
ROM of the month.
May's ROM of the Month.
Yep.
And this month's theme, I'm actually going to throw 3, depending on what system you want to play on.
Okay.
They're about equal difficulty. And this month's theme, I just came up with about 10 minutes ago when John was mentioning about the chaos at the Fire Festival.
Oh,
So
God,
this month's
no.
theme is chaos. So
All right.
the games aren't super difficult. They are hard, but they're not super difficult. They all have chaos in the title. So for NES, this month's ROM of the month, I'm going to pull the title up because I don't want to screw this up. It's a Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos.
Okay.
All
Not
right.
impossible, hard, but not impossible. If you're in a more of a Sega mood, and you'd like to play your ROM of the month on the Genesis, this month's ROM is General Chaos, a real-time strategy game done in one screen.
What?
Yes.
How is that?
Okay.
Wait.
Gotta play this. See this to be
Genesis
believed.
limitations. It's what happens. And if you're a bit fancy and you want to get prepped for the inevitable SNES Classic that no one's going to have, your ROM this month is going to be Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City. And that is a game. It's a platformer game where you play as Michael Jordan, who a little before the Scottie Pippen charity game, his teammates are abducted by mad scientist Maximus Cranium, and Michael Jordan must save them before it's too late.
Oh snap! I've heard of this game.
Man, the '90s were.
It's a great game. It is a solid game. Unfortunately, 2 of those games are made by EA, because General Chaos and Michael Jordan is both made by EA, published by Ocean in Europe. But
Cool. Well,
But
I
yeah.
wrote those down, so I'll put those on the episode description.
And in the description, we should probably throw a link. I want to have discussion as it's going on, and we'll discuss at the end of the month. So we should probably open up our Discord.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So I think maybe just after this episode, we'll go ahead and work on that, get it all prepped. We'll throw the link out there on the website. So
Yes, there will be a
Right
Discord
on.
channel in which you can join, and we can live chat with other people that listen to the show. I think it's a pretty cool thing.
there are dozens of us.
Yes.
You
There
hear me?
are-
Dozens.
there
of
are
us that listen to the
dozens.
show.
So we can put that in there. People can chat about it. I'm assuming throughout the month of May, TJ, Matt, and I will probably end up streaming these games. Why not?
I'm gonna play all 3.
I'm gonna play all 3 as well. I think because even if I only play a little bit of each of them, I'd like to try them all out. So yeah, check out the streams. That sounds good. I like that. This is replacing Adam's anime corner because that's never gonna happen.
Because Adam's dead.
Adam
We
died.
saw his Facebook earlier this episode.
Yeah. No. So this is the $10 goal.
Matt, you didn't want to talk about your Pocket Monsters Go-Go's?
I re-downloaded Pokemon Go. Cause
Did you get
Now
your
that it's
golden
warm,
Magikarp?
No. I got a Pokemon that was literally just a bunch of eggs.
Oh yeah, that's Execute. They're technically
Yeah.
seeds.
That was weird. That's a weird Pokemon.
That's right. Oh, this fucking song gets me every time. Right in the heartstrings.
Oh, that reminds me. I found my recorder and I know how to play the John Cena theme on it.
All right. Well, next tant that for next week.
We will.
I am John_Danger on Twitter. We're all gonna die.
Some of us sooner than others.
That's right.
Yeah. They talk about me.
Yep. Well, yep. Definitely sooner.
And I'm Matt Haig Music anywhere, everywhere, all of the places. And if you want a free song, go to matthagmusic.com and give me your email address and I'll give you a song. It's MATTHAAG music.com.
He's got some good songs.
Thank you.
And myself, who doesn't have any songs, you can find me on Twitter at @MayofMay84. Please petition to not get me a what is the thing where you get the check mark? What do they call that?
Verified.
You're verified?
Verified.
I don't
I'm
know
not worried
how
about
you
getting
do
verified.
that.
I
Yeah.
just want to get @MayofMay from
Oh yeah.
Zuki O or whatever her name is that has @MayofMay. Or come
We
see me
should
on
check
Twitch
to see
if I
if
start doing
Yu-Gi-Oh is
that.
dead.
Just
She might be.
she might be. I think she last posted in 2015. Or you can catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MayofMay. And as we mentioned about 4 times the podcast, hit us up at the Patreon. You know,
That's right.
patreon.com/bornintheeighties.
Yep. We have a
80 spelled out with the
bunch,
EIGHT.
bunch of fun backers on there. I thank everybody for backing. If you do back, just $1, whatever. We'll give you a shout out on the show as
And
a
a
thank
tote
you.
bag.
Not a tote bag. Virtual tote bag.
Virtual tote bag.
Not my tote bag.
We'll get you a virtual tote bag.
Mine's a Persona tote bag. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm 90 hours in now.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
It doesn't end.
Playing with the Japanese school children. That's DJ.
Yes. Oh, did I mention who I've
Oh God.
I'm banging the teacher.
Ah, you chose
Nope.
the teacher romance option.
No, I wanted the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor.
I wanted the back alley doctor, and I got the teacher. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
get
you're
The
a
back alley
teenage high school boy, and your romance options include a adult, like way older than you, doctor who provides you with drugs.
She looks about 28.
Well, she's like I would say 30, a 30-year-old doctor who supplies you with drugs, twice your age basically.
Yep.
And or your teacher who's twice your age.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the options. There's other options, I'm sure, but
Yeah, and next week I'll talk about what happens on Valentine's Day if you romance more than one.
ooh. All right, we gotta end this fucking song.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
Bye bye.
So
Oops. How much? Oh, there it is. Okay. How much can you guys hear my kids in the background?
Pretty good.
You can hear them, or
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good you can't?
Oh, we can hear him.
They can hear you perfectly. Yes.
So I should drop some swear bombs so they can hear me.
I hope so.
It's the power of love.
Yeah, you went down to 13 followers. What happened?
I don't know.
Then I can go to YouTube, which now should be under me. Androids are complicated. I should have got 5 sodas. Ugh.
I
History.
wish I had soda.
What do you have? Just water now?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's all I have here.
I didn't take anything out of the fridge.
I have a diet lemon lime.
Diet? Oh yeah, you're using your soda stream stuff.
Yeah.
Got a Diet Pepsi and a cherry Dr Pepper, the Wonder Woman edition apparently.
Oh, I have one of those. Wonder Woman.
Nice.
I was listening to too much music on the way home. Where are you? I just have to search for it.
So I have all
There it
of
is.
my links up now.
Okay.
I definitely did not shower today, and it's very apparent.
I just did after
I-
like 3 days of everything just being wrong.
I know. I need to work on my my shower schedule because today is the day I didn't wash my hair, so it's a little bit scragglier than normal. You said you put the YouTube link up, so let me listen.
Yeah.
I'm putting
we're
in the
recording.
Hangouts right now.
All right, here it is. Starting soon.
Ongoing call. I just want to write the message in there. Should just paste it. You guys are on computers, right?
Yeah.
How do you paste in Android? Oh, there it is. You have to hold. There you go. Excuse me.
Where did you put
All
that?
right, everyone, be silent while I listen. Well, I'm too quiet. That'll change.
TJ, did you post Did you paste a link somewhere?
You did.
Where? Oh, was it just for the Hangout?
It's here in the Hangouts.
All right, I want to talk again. Let's see what it sounds like. Blah blah blah.
What episode is this? 264?
264.
All the episodes.
All right. Nice. This is something else.
Qui-Gon, are you okay? Oh shit!
God, the scene is so good. This is the best part of that movie.
Yeah, dude, I haven't
It's the
seen
only
this
good part of the
in
movie.
such a long time.
No, it's the Bible version.
Dark Souls. Well, that was fruitful.
All right, everybody feeling warmed up? Should we go
Well,
back
I
to
didn't
the
get to see any of
splash
it. It's fine because my internet sucks, but we're all good. I saw it before.
Wow.
I'm gonna leave.
Stop being so harsh on your internet, TJ. Come on. It's
Yeah.
trying its best.
Let's do this.
No, not really. It's
All
not
right.
trying its best.
All right. I'm ready to start if you guys are.
I'm ready to start. If
64?
you guys are
Let's
ready
go
to
ahead and
start.
do this.
Let me
Get
just
up on
get
Twitch so I can.
yeah. Let me just get one final
Give 'em a chat.
levels since we're
We're getting the final levels here.
all right.
You're
How's
already
everything
finals.
matched to
Do
that?
that more. Just keep doing that.
How's everything matched to
Holy
that?
crap!
We're getting
Okay.
the
Matt, the
levels.
ads
We're
in your
getting
channel
All right,
are
everyone
loud.
talk. This is me talking in my normal voice, and Matt go.
This is Matt. I talk
All right,
like
TJ.
this.
Cherry Dr. Pepper.
All right. I'm gonna listen. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Best as I can tell. Ready to start? All right, I'm going.
Yeah, I got the chat here. We're good.